Hello and welcome. I am Cy with Things Very Good, and today I'm going to tell you about some benefits that I have experienced as a result of being ex-vegan or no longer vegan for about 3 years. And I've written down a few things here. I might add a couple in, but the bottom line is that these are things that I am almost 100% sure had to do with missing animal foods from my diet. And unlike some people, I was a very strict vegan, and I mean so strict that I never ever accidentally had a time when I consumed something that wasn't vegan, with one exception, and that was that I had honey. And there was a very specific reason I had honey. It was to go against what I believe in. So that's how extreme I was as a vegan. And I did this for a very long time, but 5.5 years straight. But I was vegan for other periods that were arguably longer than that. But this is something I'm sure about because I tracked it for the 5.5 years until I quit about 3 years ago or so. So here's one of the first benefits that I experience and that I guess is better in my life since I am no longer vegan. And that is that my lips do not crack. I didn't realize that it was a problem as a vegan. I thought that there was just something about me that made it this way, but my lips, especially towards the edges, would get cracked sometimes, and sometimes it would crack right down the center, and it would be very bad, and it would take a long time to heal, and that just does not happen anymore. And I'm pretty sure that's because I eat animal foods now. The next one is that I recover more quickly from workouts. There is absolutely no question about this. So, third benefit. This is a really big one. I didn't know that this had anything to do with missing animal products from my diet, but I can think nothing else now. And that is that my arms don't fall asleep at night. And I'm not saying that my arms will never fall asleep. There might be a rare occasion where my arm might fall asleep once in a while. But when I was vegan, especially towards the end, I had gotten to the point where my arms were falling asleep pretty much every single night and when I was sleeping. And it was serious to the point that I was very concerned. And I had to look it up and see how dangerous this was. And I realized it probably wasn't as dangerous as I thought it was, as long as it wasn't for a super extended period of time. But it definitely caused me a lot of anxiety because I would wake up and literally not be able to feel one of my arms. And it would happen so frequently that it was several times a week. And sometimes it would be nights in a row that this would happen. And so that pretty much never happens anymore. And if it ever does happen that there's a slight tingly feeling, it's not like a full-on sleep feeling where I can't feel my arm. At least I can't say that I think it's happened at all since I really have been eating animal products. So maybe it took a week or two before that to go away. But for the last 3 years, pretty much I don't experience that anymore. I breathe easier at night, and this is an interesting thing, and it might have something to do with snoring, and I think this might happen to a lot of people, and I have learned something about conditions people have, but the bottom line is that maybe my palate or the roof of my mouth at some times would become where it was a little bit harder to swallow. And when I would breathe, it would make me to snore more, but it would also make it so that I couldn't lay on my back for as long because I would often have this issue where I couldn't breathe as good laying on my back because of something like a softer palate. And that pretty much just does not happen anymore at all. And I think that's a very big deal. I'm sure people are going to comment about this, and I have an idea about what you might say as a result, but the bottom line is that's not happening anymore, which is great. And the last one that I wrote down was that I have a more stable mood and I'm less neurotic. And I think this is a big one for people who are vegan, and I think it is a sign over a period of time that things are going in the wrong direction and your mind is not working right anymore. And I think people become neurotic. They also have anxiety. And I can look back on some of the times when I was vegan and making videos, and it makes me cringe a little, and I feel bad for myself when I see some of these videos. It doesn't mean that there's nothing good about the videos that I made, but for me, it's almost just like looking at myself and thinking, oh my gosh, I feel so sad for myself that I was in this state and I didn't realize it. I thought I was healthy, but I did have more anxiety. But when I would create videos, I had some kind of nervous, unconscious insecurity, or maybe conscious insecurity, and it shows up in a big way. And I just don't feel that at all anymore. I know that I am not a perfect person. I know that I don't always have reasons to be confident, but I basically just feel like I am myself, and I can easily tell people the reality of what's going on with me without feeling any anxiety and without feeling self-conscious like I'm doing here right now. And so that is another big improvement. So there are probably many other things that I could think about if I wrote them down, but I just wanted to share this little list of benefits that I can say over the past 3 years I think have improved as a result of being ex-vegan, and specifically of eating a good amount of animal products. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it and subscribe to the channel, and let me know, what would you like me to share? What kind of things are you interested in that maybe my experience could be helpful for? And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.
I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate.